you want to start with any kind of ablation, and especially if you're using a new technique, such as pulse field PFA with the FARAPULSE catheter, I would recommend that you do a lot of procedures in a short time. So do not do one procedure and wait 4 months and do the next one. If you're doing 10 or 20 in a month, then you'll be at ease with the technique, and you will be an expert in this kind of ablation technique.
With every new technology, you need to be careful at the beginning. I do think that even though the procedure is extremely fast and easy, simple, I do say also to our colleagues, to my young colleagues, to the fellows, that because it's simple and easy, we don't need to get nonchalant fast. So I do think that we really try to do it here, the procedures, in a structured way. I think it's important not to miss any veins, no accessory veins, for example, try to look for them. I also think it's important that to have contact. We also see that during the redo procedures, that you need to pay attention and do that, the 60 minutes that you spent doing this procedure. I do think that you need to be careful and with the movements and focus well during the procedure, to have contact, have all the lesions in the way how you recommend it and how it's working.
The advice I could have for physicians who want to start with this technique is to go in, because when you start it's so easy, safety and reproducible with good results. You have to try it.
As the learning curve is quite fast and the ablation procedures become pretty easy, I think we have to make special attention in trying to maintain a proper workflow and pay attention to every step in order to produce long-standing PVI and quality procedures.
I think that it's very important to have a good contact with the tissue, so be sure that the catheter is in contact. And for example, for a right superior pulmonary vein, that is the most difficult vein and also the most reconnected one, I think that it's very important to be sure that the catheter doesn't go in the vein, stay outside, and you cover well both the antrum and mostly the anterior portion that is the most reconnected.
My advice would be this is the safest technology for performing PVI we have had. So I would really, especially in centers that don't have enough experience to use to perform PVI, I would really use this technology in all these centers, because it's safe and the results are much better when you don't have experience if you use this technology.
So based on our data and the data published out there, of course, we have now enough certainty to know that the procedures with the FARAWAVE will be short, but also reproducible between operators. And this allows us to be more predictable in our planning of procedures per day, but also, of course, per year.
One very important advice to starting physicians is to have a good comprehension of the anatomy. That's really key in isolating the PVs using a single shot device. Once you have that anatomy in your head, it's quite easy to perform the isolation using PFA.
So you have to pay attention to a few things, mostly probably the PV itself and the anatomy of the pulmonary veins and the contact that you have that you need for the isolation of the veins. I think contact is probably less important than for RF, but it's still very important. And I see that there is no 3D navigation system for it right now. You need a few tips to learn how to get contact.